He shoved her. Hard. She hit the table, bruised and broken, and he thought he'd get away with it. That night, I swore I'd never lay a finger on him, because what I did instead would ruin his entire future. If you've ever wished life came with an undo button for jerks like this, smash that like button. Subscribe if you believe justice doesn't always come in fists, but sometimes through pure, calculated payback. Let's get into it. This story takes place back when the internet still felt like a strange, wonderful experiment, and I was just trying to figure out college and life like everyone else. I was attending a local junior college, juggling classes and a part-time student admin job. Early into the semester, I moved in with my girlfriend. Let's call her Lucy. Living together was a financial decision more than anything, but it also made life easier. We were tight on money, but content. One night, Lucy said she invited a friend from her psych class over for game night. Sounded good to me. I always liked our little gatherings. Cheap wine, stupid jokes, and the kind of laughter that made you forget how broke you were. That night, I met Sarah. Now here's where things get interesting. Sarah turned out to be someone I recognized from high school. We weren't best friends or anything, but we had shared a few classes, enough that there was familiarity in the way we smiled at each other. It was nice. She blended right in with our friend group. From that point forward, she started coming over more often. Dinners, movies, board games, you name it. But she didn't always come alone. Sometimes, she'd bring her boyfriend Jay. And Jay was a different story. From the moment he walked in, the vibe changed. You know that kind of person who just sucks the energy out of a room? That was Jay. He wasn't mean, at least not openly, but he was cold, disengaged, like he hated every second of being there. He'd sit stiffly on the couch, barely talk, sometimes even glare if Sarah laughed too loudly. Everyone felt it. No one said anything. We invited him out of politeness. Thankfully, Jay only came over a few times before he started making excuses. Busy, tired, got homework. I didn't care. None of us did. In fact, it was better without him. Then, one night, everything changed. Lucy's phone rang. It was Sarah, and she was crying. Not sniffles, not soft whimpers. She was sobbing. Without hesitation, Lucy told her to come over. 10 minutes later, the door opened and Sarah stepped inside. Shaking, mascara streaked, eyes swollen red. Jay had accused her of cheating. With who? We didn't know. Maybe with me. Maybe Lucy. Maybe both of us. That wasn't even the point. He cornered her, screamed, called her disgusting names. All because she wanted to come hang out with friends. Sarah, bless her heart, still tried to reason with him. She tried to walk away. That's when he shoved her, hard. She tripped over their coffee table and landed on her tailbone. Lucy later told me the bruise was ugly, deep purple, black edges spreading across her lower back like a rotten flower. She showed Lucy. She didn't show me. Didn't need to. I already saw red. Let me be clear. I've never been in a fight. I'm a big guy but not violent. But in that moment, I wanted blood. My fist clenched, my jaw locked, and there was this low, burning pressure behind my eyes. Like if I let go for even 1 second, I'd explode. But instead of hitting him, I got smart. You see, I had something better than fists. I had access. My part-time job at the administration office wasn't glamorous. Filing papers, manning phones. But it gave me access to the student system. That meant class schedules, IDs, enrollment status, fees, the works. And that semester, there was a very important deadline coming up. The final day to drop or add classes without needing permission. If you missed it, your schedule was locked. So I waited. Quietly. Patiently. I never told Lucy, never told Sarah. I didn't want to risk anyone stopping me. Or worse, getting caught. When the last day arrived, I walked into the admin office like it was any other shift. Heart pounding, palms sweating. I pulled up Jay's student record, took note of his ID, his schedule, every class he was enrolled in. Then I grabbed the phone, the dedicated line for making class changes before online portals existed, and started. Click, drop, click, drop, click, drop. One by one, I erased his entire semester. But I didn't stop there. I searched for every class on campus that still had space but came with a hefty course fee. Photography, ceramics, biology labs. I enrolled him in as many as I could. Why? Because if you owed money to the school, you couldn't access your transcripts. You couldn't register for next semester. You couldn't do anything. And there was one more thing, a critical detail I hadn't forgotten. Jay was a foreign student, which meant he needed to stay enrolled full-time to keep his student visa. If he wasn't, he could be deported. Was it harsh? Yeah, maybe. But you know what's harsher? Shoving your girlfriend into furniture because she wanted a night with friends. The payoff came faster than I expected. Sarah had broken up with Jay the night after the assault. But she was still terrified because they had English class together on Tuesdays. She told us that when Tuesday came, Jay showed up as usual. But something was different. A new student was in the room, standing awkwardly in the back. No desk available. The professor looked around, confused by the extra body, so she did a roll call. And guess who wasn't on the list? Jay. He tried to argue, saying there had to be a mistake, that he was registered. But the professor held the official roster, and his name wasn't on it. End of discussion. Sarah said he looked humiliated, powerless. That was the last time she ever saw him.
I didn't check on Jay's records again for a while. Eventually, curiosity got the better of me. When I logged in, the course fee classes had all been dropped. But here's the kicker. He wasn't enrolled in anything else. No classes, no upcoming registration, nothing. Did he get kicked out? Deported? Did he drop out and crawl back to whatever country he came from? I don't know. I never saw him again. Neither did anyone I know. I never told a soul. Until now. But every time I think I went too far, I remember Sarah's tear-streaked face, her bruised back, her voice cracking as she asked if she could stay the night. That image is seared into my memory. And I remember he laid his hands on someone who trusted him. He didn't get hit. He didn't go to jail. But his future? I tore that apart from behind a phone line, in a quiet office, while wearing a name badge that said, Student Employee. If this story made you feel anything, relief, rage, or even that tiny spark of satisfaction, drop a like. Subscribe for more true stories where karma isn't just a concept, it's a strategy. And hey, tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen or pulled off yourself? I'll be reading. Because stories like these, they remind us, sometimes, justice doesn't need a courtroom. Just a little creativity and the right amount of nerve.